Hey everybody, we are back this
Hey.
week with Light and Shadows, our Symbaroum campaign run by our friend Aloysius. We are ready to get going. We are waiting for Jeff to get in. He'll join us soon, but I'm going to turn it over to our GM.
Don't bite me.
I won't.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, I'm Aloysius. I am the GM of this game. And this lovely creature on my lap who is biting me for no reason does not have a name yet. But she's turning out to be more naughty than I thought she was initially. She was trying to butter me up, and now she's showing her true nature.
I suggest Carl with a CH.
You're going to start walking around at the desk and you're going to hit who knows what on my laptop. No, yes, we're waiting for Jeffrey, who should hopefully be here shortly. But until then, I will have my other lovely players introduce themselves. Q, would you like to start us out?
Sure. I'm Q. I'm playing Ponder, the Ogre Scholar. And I don't know what else to say. I'm a little. I forgot to review last session's video to remind myself what we were doing because it's been 2 weeks and I've kind of forgotten.
Fair enough.
Well, hey, I'm Tom, sometimes known as Bolthra, and I'm playing Willow Grimsbane. She is a young witch who fancies herself as a healer, but tends to be the first person to approach towards combat. Although we haven't really had combat, but she seems to be the one who's like, let's just go see what the trouble is.
The most confrontational one.
The most confrontational healer I think you've ever seen.
Yeah,
not just combat. Yeah.
I mean,
confrontational and really a go-getter.
Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully when combat comes, she will be smart enough, if the player is smart enough, to have her hang to the back. But we shall see what happens.
I suppose we shall indeed see.
Right. And I believe we were off to see some mystics.
Yes.
Music. So.
Cue music. Well, yes. Last time, our band of hirelings, I guess, made their way from the town of Jakar to the I suppose like central power of the various barbarian clans, Karvasti, which is where both the High Chieftain and the Huldra both reside. For people just now just joining us this session, the Huldra is basically the she's like the head witch. She's like, you know, the most powerful witch of all of the barbarian tribes, and she sort of oversees the religious and spiritual affairs of the various clans. And I believe, I almost forgot, they also, our group of hirelings also brought along a friend, a monster hunter by the name of Sicondero. Yeah, who was missing one. Yes, who was missing one arm and one eye. And basically the group were like, monster hunter, missing an arm and an eye, we need that guy with us.
Badass. I forgot to ask, are the missing arm and missing eye on the same side, or is it like...
Yes, they're on the same side.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was like symmetrical that way or so.
I'll say, and I see that Jeffrey is with now. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello. The tech problems sorted themselves out.
We love that.
Like they do sometimes. You unplug them and plug them back in.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, I just needed a break.
Yep, I just needed to turn off and on again. But would you like to reintroduce yourself for everybody?
absolutely. I'm playing Criven Delanru, a changeling, a young spritester who was on the path of becoming a paladin, and when developing their changeling self, quickly found themselves way off of that path and finding a different way forward and journey for themselves, and are now allied with their friends on a grand adventure into the forest.
Very well put. Now, if I remember correctly, when we last left off, the group was splitting up to cover more ground. We had one group going to the gate to the witch's dwelling to hopefully try and commune with one of the powerful witches there, even potentially the Huldra herself. And then the other group was going to the Shrine of the Setting Sun to try and talk to the head theurge in charge of that. If I sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was going to say I meant I did not get a chance to watch the last part of the last episode.
Okay.
I thought
Yes.
it was.
If I remember correctly, I think it was Willow and Criven going to see the witches, and then Ponder and Secundero going to the Shrine of the Setting Sun. If I remember correctly, that sounds most correct based off of people's characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. We didn't think Criven would be going to the Shrine of the Setting Sun.
Oh, I thought
without
it
at
was.
least changing his face.
Yes, that's right, because of his Templar connections.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
And so,
Okay,
what are you just planning on swapping your face? You're going to stick with the crush you old guy that you've been doing, or
Let's see. Well,
do you have a different face for every town you go to?
maybe. So
Oh, gone again.
And swapping faces apparently.
Oh,
Uh,
I wish Vivi were watching this.
alrighty.
Incredible.
All right, so then Criven is going to the Setting Sun. So I
Okay,
guess
so
Criven and I are going to the Setting
Criven
Sun,
and Ponder are
and
going to the
Willow and
Setting Sun.
Secondary.
Yep, Secundero.
Secundero.
Secondero.
Yep. Willow and Secundero are going to the witch's dwelling.
Okay. Whatever
And
you
I
wanna start
think we will start off with Willow and Secundero to hopefully give Jeffrey a chance to get his technical difficulties in order.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it.
All right. So the group follows the sort of like main walkway of Karvasti that sort of like leads to all the major hubs before eventually like splitting off, because the Shrine of the Setting Sun and Witch's Dwelling are sort of equal and opposite points of Karvasti. And it doesn't take too terribly long. Karvasti is, it's sizable, but it's relatively easy to traverse based on it more or less being just a flat land on a cliff face. So very easy to traverse and walk through. And I think I may have frozen there. I don't know, because both of you were very okay. Both of you were very still for a moment, so I couldn't tell.
Sorry.
All right. And so so Willow, you and Secundero, and you're right, it is just a fun name to say. You two end up finding yourselves sort of to the gate that leads into the witch's dwelling. The gate itself is sort of like an arched basically like an arched gateway. There's no like doors or anything like that, but it's a fairly sizable carved in gateway that leads like into the cliff face itself, and there's like no one watching it. Every once in a while you'll see a fellow witch sort of like come in and out, but there isn't really a need to sort of like keep like armed guards here or anything like that, because many people, whether these rumors are true or not, you being a relatively novice witch, you may swing either way on it, but many believe that the entryway to the witch's dwelling is guarded by hostile spirits that only allow witches and their associates to enter unprovoked.
She will absolutely believe that, and really just approaches with the most, respectful approach as she can. I mean, I would assume she's had some sort of, I don't know, a training, but hey, if you ever meet an elder witch, here's how you're supposed to, react, and and that kind of thing. So, she'll just kind of glance at Secundero, and kind of gauge kind of like his movements to see kind of moving with the hey, I've been here before, or is he
he's sort of following your lead on this one, because because you are the witch heading to the witch's dwelling. Makes sense. He's very much sort of like on your way here. He was sort of giving off an air of familiarity with the place in general, but once you guys got here, it was more of a, all right, this is untreaded territory for me.
Okay. Yeah, she will just continue to approach until I would assume there's some kind of like I don't want to say reception area, like a temple, like comes into the the place. That's a technical term, place.
Yeah, but it's sort of when you walk in, there's sort of a which sort of lead other like after you've like walked into the tunnels a ways, you reach the antechamber, which then leads into further areas. And you I'd say you would have been in here at least once or twice, just to for custom's sake. And you know that this is sort of like a it's not quite the audience chamber, but it's where basically people who have business are received and then either rejected or taken to where they need to go.
All right.
But oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say she's gonna brush back her hood, straighten her hair a little bit, and if the if the custom is to sit or kneel or whatever, she's gonna assume the position, as they say. and wait. So
okay,
we cannot be serious in this game. So
yeah. Secundero will sort of like see you sort of kneel on the ground and just say, do I need to do that also?
She'll look at him like, it would be a good idea.
Oh, all right. And he sort of like kneels down next to you and it says, I've never actually been in here before, so I don't know how it works.
I haven't, as I have been here once, and I can tell you I'm a little nervous.
Do you know anyone here?
No. I don't think they know me either. So.
All right. Well, this is going to be an interesting time, I guess.
Yeah.
And after a few, you see a young woman, maybe a few years older than you, walk up to you and say, "Can I help you, sister?"
Hi, my name is Willow Grimsbane, and I have come seeking guidance from the Huldra.
That may prove a bit difficult. The Huldra is doing her yearly appeasement to Alona in her grove, but I could bring you to Ephernea, who is one of the
what?
Oh no, it's infectious.
Okay.
You take us to Ephernea, who is
I could take you to Ephernea, who is one of Huldra Yelata's advisors, and she may be able to assist you.
And she's gonna just look at Secondary and be like, "Yes." She'll look back and say, "Yes, please."
Help from a powerful witch, we will certainly accept that, I think.
Yeah.
And she says, "Excellent. Please follow me."
Okay.
My name is Sifa, by the way.
Sifa. Thank you for your time, Sifa.
Of course. I'm glad to help a fellow sister. And
is there any indication of a barbarian clan, or do they kind of drop all that when they work here and they're? I'm just curious.
You notice there are it sort of varies between people from the different tribes. You see here you see various witches here and there that give away particular clan affiliations,
okay.
Whether they are still fully members of that clan, or if they are just sort of representing their roots.
Okay.
But on Sifa specifically, you're not seeing any particular indicators as to which tribe she may be from.
Okay, because we're not particularly warlike, but just trying to make sure we're not getting in with somebody who's be like, "Oh, you're one of them," and so okay, yeah,
Yep,
just
you're
gonna
one
follow
of those people.
Exactly. So yeah, just follow and just be respectful and quiet.
All right, and you sort of walk. You sort of walk a ways, a few minutes down one of the corridors that leads to. So he's back.
Hey!
Yay!
Yay!
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We all love some technical difficulties.
I mean, we only have one game this week. One of us is bound to get the curse.
Yeah, it's okay. It's spread to me temporarily. I'm sure it will be back. But the two of you sort of walk down one of the corridors for a few minutes before reaching a smaller chamber. It sort of appears to be sort of like a, I was about to say hut, but it's not a hut. But it's sort of like a medicinal station room.
Okay.
And you see that there's only one other person in here, a sort of middle-aged woman, sort of, very spindly, brown hair that's starting to go gray in places, and very prominent crow's feet on the side of her eyes. And she seems to be hard at work grinding up ingredients for what looks like potions. And she looks up for a moment when she hears you all approaching and says, "Ah, Sifa, I was wondering where you had gone off to. Who are your associates?" And-
Willow
sorry.
will wait to be basically speak when spoken.
Okay.
The waiting. So, but she will
And
introduce herself.
And Sifa will sort of gesture to you and say, "They were seeking guidance from the Huldra, but I informed them that she was currently preoccupied with very important business, and so I thought it prudent to bring them to you instead." And she says, "Thank you very much, Sifa. You may leave us." And Sifa sort of gives her like a gentle but respectful bow and heads back towards the way you guys came, back towards the antechamber.
Okay.
What is your name, child?
I am Willow Grimsbane of the Bayaga. I am on a quest with several others. We seek Twilight Thistle.
Is that so?
Does this truly exist in the forest? Or is it a myth?
Many believe it to be a myth, but there are enough. Hello. There are enough reports from those who have ventured deep enough into the forlorn parts of Dark Davokar that there must be at least some truth to the legend.
There was talk in other places of people or humans who dwell with spiders. A spider-like race. Would they perhaps be the guardians of this thistle that we seek?
Ah, you speak of the Arax, do you not?
Yes.
Well, I cannot say as to whether they are the guardians of the Twilight Thistle, though I do know that they are one of the more prominent threats once you start venturing deeper into the dark parts of the forest.
Is there anything we can present to them to show them that we do not prove a threat and we're just passing through, as it were?
I suppose it could be possible, but I would not count on it necessarily. The Arax are remnants of a large army that drove the Ambrians to this land.
If you, in your esteemed wisdom, were seeking Twilight Thistle, where would you start?
Well, the most, I suppose I'll use the term hospitable a bit loosely, but I would try and locate the elves within Dark Davokar. Them and their Iron Pact are the would-be guardians of the ruins of Symbaroum. So they would most likely be able to give you the information you're looking for, or at the very least point you in the right direction.
Oh boy. I believe that is all I need. I thank you for your time and your wisdom. I am a mere novice, and to be able to speak to one of your skill and wisdom is a true honor.
I am happy to help, child, in your journeys to find this mystical twilight thistle. You may or may not find stragglers from various groups who may be able to assist or point you in the right direction, but that would depend on luck, and I can only do my best to point you in the right direction, and reluctantly, I can only point you to the elves at this point in time.
All right. And then she's going to just, bow and grab Secondero on the shoulder and be like, okay, let's go.
And as you start walking away, Ephronea says, "Good to see you again, Monster Slayer." And Secondero says, "Back at you, witch." And starts walking away. And as you're walking, she says, "I wish you luck, child."
Thank you. We'll need it.
And as you're walking back down towards the antechamber, he says, "I don't know if that was genuinely helpful or not."
I think it was, but it wasn't the answer I was hoping for. So we got to find the elves. But I'm sure they'll find us first.
I would certainly count on it. I just close the door as the cat leaves.
It's his house.
Yep, she's been here all of 4 hours, and she's like, "This is mine now. I own it all."
It's a nice place you got here. Be a real shame if something happened to it.
Like if something got scratched or maybe peed on, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
What's the matter? Cat's got your tongue?
Anyway, so you two venture on back out into the larger area of Kervosti, and now we will head over to Ponder and Criven, who are making their way to the Shrine of the Setting Sun. And the Shrine of the Setting Sun is on the uppermost cliff face. So the majority of Kervosti is sort of a flat plain on a cliff face. But the Shrine of the Setting Sun is sort of like located on a level above. So it's sort of like a cliff face on top of a cliff face, essentially. But the pilgrims, like the Ambrian pilgrims who are here, sort of set up a makeshift staircase / bridge that leads up from the main level to the upper level so they can get to the Shrine of the Setting Sun. And as the two of you are sort of heading that way, there's a not super heavy flow of traffic or anything like that, but every once in a while you'll see people going to and from the camp and the shrine itself.
On the way up, when there's a secluded area, I guess for you, Aloysius, would the presence of an ogre necessarily cause concern or be somebody that would be especially cause special attention amongst these Templars?
It would certainly draw attention, but they wouldn't immediately become outwardly hostile or anything like that, because at this point ogres have sort of started, even though the vast majority of them still sort of reside within the forested areas themselves, they are slowly sort of integrating themselves into Ambrian society. So they would be a semi-common sight, and also the Ambrians who are here are sort of dealing with a tentative peace with the barbarians, so they're very much in a start shit get hit kind of situation. So they're not going to be the first ones to do anything.
Got it. I think that will help me kind of inform what appearance I'd like to take on. So second I get a chance and I'm not in anybody's apparent contact, I'm gonna change my appearance into that of a hardened, stern-looking woman approaching her 30s. Coarse raven hair pulled back into a messy ponytail with a head scarf, like a cloth tied around her head. Somebody's got look of like a farmer, or maybe like somebody who knows their way around a field and has seen a lot of hard years, but also somewhat of like honest appearance.
Right. And so once you get to thank you, Jen. Once you get to the top of the sort of like staircase, there's a tower at the top. So once you're at the top, you sort of just like quickly and silently sort of take cover behind it, and you sort of just like run your fingers through your hair, and it turns to that long, dark raven color, and your features take on a more feminine appearance, and you become this woman that you have so lovingly described. And then once you are done, you sort of step back out from the tower and rejoin Ponder.
All right. You gave me the secret hand signal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Well, this is a good face. You should keep this one for a while.
Thanks. Been working on it.
What do you know of the shrine that we're going to? I haven't visited it before. It's been on my list for a while, but you know how it is.
I don't know too much about this particular location. But I imagine whoever's going to be inside is going to be a little high-strung.
All right. I'll let you take the lead on introductions, since you have more familiarity with the Templars than I do.
Sounds good.
Unless you think that might put you in a strange spot, as they might wonder how you know what you know.
Oh, I think I can play dumb for the time being. I kind of pictured, maybe we're both from hard walks of life, and we're looking to find new meaning.
Okay, I'll follow your lead. That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
Would you want to introduce yourself as my adoptive mother?
You know, in all this time, I don't think I bothered to ask your age. Would this be about the age of your mother?
It could be. My actual adoptive mother is, she probably looks a few years older than what you present as. Difficult to say. I must admit I'm not that good at judging the age of humans.
And nor am I at judging the age of ogres.
I'm 42 as much as we can tell.
Oh. Okay. Well, if I couldn't tell, the Templars probably would be able to tell.
No, probably not. We age slowly.
That's, yeah, apparently that's something that I'm newish to as well. Kind of weird going from, you think you know what your lifespan's roughly gonna be, and then all of a sudden, you just,
Happy birthday!
I guess. Oh, still getting used to some things.
Yeah, you might outlive me.
Jeez. That's a thought.
Or we might all die tomorrow.
That's another thought.
All right. And as you two are having this lovely conversation, you eventually make your way to the Shrine of the Setting Sun, the entrance to which is facing west as to face the setting sun. And positioned outside, you see sort of at various points surrounding the entire building itself are about a dozen or so Templars sort of just like stationed there. And you see a couple friars sort of heading into the building, and various what looks like just Ambrian pilgrims sort of going in and leaving at various intervals.
What time of day is it?
It's about afternoonish, around 2. Let's say 2. It's around 2.
Okay. Criven's gonna go ahead and just approach, and smile warmly and give a little wave. Good evening. Hope this day finds you all well. We were wondering, we had some questions about the temple, and we're wondering if we can inquire within.
One of the Templars sort of looks at you, sort of gives a bit of an odd look to Ponder. Not outright like malicious looking or anything like that, but being like, I'm a bit uncomfortable right now, and then turns his attention back to you. By all means, miss, you may you may speak with yep, live long and prosper, everybody.
Yeah.
I
I just morphed into Spock.
Yeah.
I don't.
Just have the Star Trek crossover you were never expecting.
Right, just a brief flicker.
Yep, you may speak with Father Pyramid inside if he is available.
Thank you so much.
Oh boy.
All right. We'll go ahead and head on in.
All right, you all, if you all, as in the two of you, head inside. And I'm just on it tonight, guys. I'm on it.
You and me
The
both.
two of you walk in, and I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me right now, but the two of you walk in, and there is very clearly a mostly done restoration effort going on here. You notice there's still a few blemishes here and there that are like, oh yeah, this is a hella old ruin. But for the most part, this ancient church has been painstakingly restored to be in usable condition and truly show off the light of Prios in all of its glory. And as you enter and you sort of look back, there is sort of a stained glass. There's a massive pane of stained glass that, as the sun is setting, bathes the temple itself in light. That will be more apparent at a later point in the day, but you can imagine what it would be like if you were here at that time. But as you continue on in, there are a few what appears to be like clergymen and God, what's the fucking word I was thinking of?
Acolytes?
Church dude?
Yeah, there's a bunch of church dudes there.
Church dudes. So let it be written, so let it be done. So.
Exactly. But get out of here, ads. I don't need you. But for as many Templars as there were on the outside, you see equally as many on the interior of the building itself. There appears to be more Templars here than actual like clergymen, and there appears to be church dudes. It's canon, but there appears to be a small gathering of people sort of at the front altar area. And at the sort of head of it, you see this sort of you get the feeling that he looks older than he actually is. But this grizzled, older-looking figure, human, but Ponder, he like feels like, as far as like height wise, he could be giving you a run for your money. And
That's not hard.
Yeah, strong jawline, almost reminiscent of a troll. White and wild beard, and sort of like small, deep set, pitch black eyes. And this man is giving you the appearance of, I have seen some shit and live to tell the tale. And as you approach, you hear him finish telling the few people there, "May the light of Prios guide you." And everyone is sort of sporadically says, "He was well, Father," and sort of begin to disperse about their to their own agendas. And as you are walking, this older man sees you two approaching, and his eyes go from semi-friendly to you, Criven, to looking at Ponder and saying, "I am barely veiling my disgust at you right now." And then turns his attention back to you, Criven, and says, "Hello. I am Father Pirame Lithona. I am the head of the the Sun Temple here at Karvasti. Is there anything I can do for you? Both of you look new. I think I would remember you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Father. I'm Ingrid. This is my companion, Ponder. And we come to seek your light and your guidance.
I'll sweep off my hat, do a bow, put the hat back on, but not say anything.
And he sort of looks at Ponder and says, well, I do appreciate manners. And looks back to Ingrid and says, of course. Is there anything I can do to help? What do you seek?
Well, we're from, I guess not very close, but also not very far away homestead that was caught in a bandit raid. And I think you could say that we experienced a moment of divinity. And I found that I couldn't refuse but to investigate further. So we traveled out here and heard that there was a temple being established out this way and thought this would be the next best place to go.
A wise choice, a wise choice. This is the oldest known temple to Prios himself.
Is it?
Yes, potentially even older than the Old Kingdom. And so, with his light almost fully restored within this holy place, we feel this is the most... this is the most ideal location for you to feel Prios's light, even if it is among these barbarians.
It is a lovely locale. Have things... I sense that things have been not quite amiable between the temple and the barbarians.
Most certainly not. When this temple was first discovered, unfortunately I was not a part of it, but the Ambrians tried to run the barbarians out to no avail. This is Prios's holy place, his holiest of holy places. It is our right to be here. And alas, the Ambrians were fought back. But about 2 years ago, Her Grace Queen Corinthia and the barbarian chieftain came to seemingly amicable arrangements, and there has been a tentative peace here with the barbarians allowing us to remain.
I see. Well, it is in the pursuit of righteousness and greatness, and what was once was. I can see the formal glory that surely this could be restored to under your guidance, Nate. I'd say perhaps even better than before. I feel it.
Your words are kind, child, and they are appreciated. Yes, he is.
Father, I had a question for you, and I'm not sure if you can help, but during the bandit raid, one of the things that we overheard in the chaos was they were in search of something, a sort of thistle of some kind. I think it was a twilight thistle, And I don't know if that's why they conducted their raid or what it was, but that's all that I could make out. Does it have any meaning to you?
Twilight thistle. Bandits raiding for an herb. I've heard the name before, but I'm afraid it's not my particular area of expertise. I do not have the knowledge of herbs and plants as many herbalists in the Ordo Magica do. They study very different aspects of magic that I do not particularly agree with. However, I have heard rumors of a powerful herb of some kind deep in a grove in the darker parts of the forest.
Is there anybody here who might know more about these possible whereabouts? It seemed that this was some sort of, an object that is that hotly desired must hold some significance.
I cannot say for sure. You may find luck asking around at the pilgrim camp or by Prios, even one of these barbarians running about.
I see. Thank you. And what would you recommend that we do to bask more in Prios's glory? What steps can you offer to those looking to find their way to the light?
Well, I suppose it depends on what path you want to walk down. If you're merely looking to be a disciple, just hold him close in your heart and pray to him whenever you feel the need. Donations are always welcome. Or if you are truly devout, then you may even consider walking down the path of becoming a Templar or even a Theurge, such as myself.
I see. Thank you. I've seen very little of bloodshed, but the amount that I did see, I found I don't have a taste for. So, while
not everyone does, child.
In that case, I feel that the most that I can do is to give my my time and my attention and what little that I do have that I was able to escape with. And Ingrid is going to take, I don't know, maybe 2 Ortegs.
Okay.
And kind of bow deeply and clasp them into Father Pyrame's hands and just kind of hold it meaningfully and pat his hand gently. Thank you.
Thank you. The Church of the Sun and Prios greatly appreciate your gesture. May the light of Prios shine upon you.
And also on you.
Thanking again and giving a couple of bows. Ingrid is going to turn and head to kind of a different corner of the temple, just kind of like looking around a little bit.
Okay. Looking for anything in particular?
Kind of indicating if Ponder could follow her as well.
Definitely going to follow. I'll give a bow that's maybe not quite as formal as the first one, and then follow behind. I'm going to try to stay like a half step behind Ingrid the whole time, just to make it obvious that I'm following her lead around.
Okie doke.
But I'm going to be mostly quiet and watchful.
Yeah.
Learn more about people by keeping my mouth shut and watching for their assumptions.
As we're kind of going along, it's going to look like Ingrid is kind of walking and kind of marveling and kind of checking out and commenting on like the architecture and is kind of gesturing towards the ceiling and stuff like that. But the conversation is not related to that at all.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So, not as helpful as I was hoping.
No, but one cannot expect the leader of this place to know everything. And they are doing good work here in the restoration. It's quite beautiful.
Yes. There's a driven quality to all that they're putting in around here.
You seem somewhat subdued. Is this bringing back sour memories for you?
Sour and some less so. But it's hard to reconcile with something that you've recently seen in a drastically different light. Literally. I'm conflicted. But not about finding this thistle. That part I know is for certain.
No. I am somewhat disheartened that we haven't found any information here. I didn't expect him to know where we might go, but I thought there might be someone here who was at least somewhat versed in the lore of the forest.
And
Hopefully Willow and Secondary are getting more results.
hopefully, and that's even funnier considering I actually, Jeff, don't know for sure because I joined it. So well, I guess the best next step is to go meet up and see if they had any better luck.
Yes, let's do. And maybe get some lunch on the way.
Lunch sounds really good.
All right, so the two of you head out of the Shrine of the Setting Sun. And did you all establish where you were going to reconvene with each other?
I think
We did.
Yeah. There was like a place it like forked.
Mm-hmm. It was right
It
at
was like
the
it was like a landing and then it forked.
Yeah, I do remember you saying, let's meet back here.
because I
In
suggested
character.
I suggested like the witch's place and never rightly so. It was like let's meet back here.
Yeah.
So which was
Okay.
like just outside the market or something like that? Because we had done some brief shopping.
Okay. Let me.
We went to an herbalist's shop or something like that.
Yeah, I
That
thought
was-
there was like a path going up, and then there was like a spot
Yes.
where it,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
forked or something, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
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 The stone colossus, the witch on the colossus passed by us when we first.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. No, I know where to look now. I was looking at the map and I was like, it forks in like 4 different places. It's not helpful.
I need a map for this map.
Just pick one.
Okay, so we'll say you guys go and meet back at the Longhouse at sort of
Okay.
the eastern edge of Karvasti.
And
And you guys sit down and maybe get yourself some grilled meat or bark bread.
Bark.
And
bark bread.
Yeah.
and
Like cinnamon.
yeah, maybe some soup. And then sort of like sit down to sort of give each other the spiel.
Criven's reassumed the old man form.
The crotchety old man form.
Yeah.
It helps him get more soup.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you managed to make your smell change too.
Old family secret.
It's true.
Well, we struck out, Willow. How'd you do?
We met with an elder witch who suggested seeking out the elves of the Davokar, that they would probably have the best knowledge of perhaps where things like Twilight Thistle grow. I was really hoping that would not be the answer. The elves aren't friendly, as you might know, but it seems like about our best course of action. Oh, and the Arax, the spider people,
Yes.
are pretty fierce, and if we can avoid them, let's try to avoid them if we can. But otherwise,
Indeed.
it should be simple. We just go into the
That should
forest.
be
We just
simple.
wander around until we find an elf and ask directions. So
Maybe
What
we'll
could
get
go
lucky and
wrong?
stumble across this weed before we stumble across any elves.
that would be great.
That would
Do-
certainly
do-
be ideal. Certainly.
Do we have a heading?
Well-
kind of looks at Secondaro like,
Well, northeast is a pretty good start, I think.
yeah, kind of heading from here back towards the darker part of the forest. So yeah.
Then it's settled. Tomorrow morning we leave for the deepest, darkest Davokar.
To adventure.
And beyond.
To adventure!
To surviving it.
Toast with the soup.
Think.
Yep.
Just one of the mugs breaks.
Yep.
Ah.
Oops.
Dip.
Secondero just clinks the soup bowl.
Could we get those little crackers for the soup?
Like, no, you get bark bread and that's it.
Bark bread.
All
You
right.
can tear off little pieces.
Maybe some wood chips.
Yep. Like, water's free. Gotta pay for the rest of the drinks.
The water's free? Holy crap.
Wow.
But you
Well,
have to rent the glass.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta haul your own pail, though.
I suppose we can stay here. It's probably like heading towards late afternoon, I would think.
Yep, late after. Yeah, at this point, sort of like late afternoon, early evening.
Okay.
And Secondero's like, it would certainly be advisable to wait until the morning at this point. We don't want to be traversing the forest at dark if we can help it.
Okay. Time for the
Agreed.
find a place to stay montage.
Let's see. Well, luckily, they're relatively close to the longhouse. There is a marketplace called the Thingstead, which the Thingstead, and you are able to spend the night there for 5 Ortegs.
And Kurt Russell is the innkeep for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, less so an inn to stay in, and more in here's a tent, go pitch it up, and you're staying in that.
Less of an innie, more of an outie. Got it.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Well, only 5 Ortegs. I mean,
All
that's-
their belly buttons, just give them away.
Yeah. It's a family business.
Lint free, please. So,
Oh boy. All right, so
Well, I've certainly slept rougher than this, but not by much.
we hit the continental breakfast in the morning and get ready
That's
to head out.
that's bark in a bowl.
yeah.
Bark in a bowl.
And oddly enough, just regular bran muffins.
I was looking for the waffle machine. I didn't.
It's on the fritz.
All right. So, is there anything between now and the next morning that any of you guys want to do?
I don't think so. We have a couple potions. That's kind of my department, the potions, and I think we have a general idea where we're heading. So not from me, no.
Yeah, I think I might actually turn in early and try to get a good night's sleep because we're going to want to get up with the dawn and get on the road. Well, get on the path. I don't know if there's a road that leads northeast out of here.
We're turning into the Hardy Boys. They always had a good meal, got a good night's sleep before they got up and began their investigations.
And their adventures, yeah.
Yes. Said goodbye to their mother, and
Drag Chet along with them.
Exactly.
And sort of like as you guys are sort of winding down for the evening, Secundero excuses himself for a while. And then he returns a bit later with materials in stow. In tow. I can't fucking talk today. Oh my god.
In tow to stow.
Yes, in tow to stow into a bag. You see,
Ingrown toe.
yeah. I thought it prudent to get some supplies before we leave.
Good thinking.
Well, what do you got?
Ropes, traps. I don't know if any of you can shoot a bow.
Not me.
But I grabbed arrows.
Well, I've got my own.
Well, you can have some more. I kind of can't shoot them on account of, and he just holds up his stump.
Right. Yes. I understand the theory, all right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
In practice, it doesn't work out for me very well anymore.
How many arrows?
20 or so.
I guess I'm going to try to figure out the bow then.
Yeah, you should.
Sure, we can work out. He can use his feet. He'll be fine.
I've got 30 arrows, so why don't you take the bow? You never know.
You never know when you need a bow.
Yeah.
And then he also pulls out a not a grindstone, like a whetstone that he bought. And that he just pulls a grindstone out of his pocket, starts pedaling and sharpening a blade.
Menacingly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought he was just happy to see us.
Yeah, exactly. He's that also. But that's more discreet. You got to really be looking for that.
You just take out a weapon and start sharpening it in front of people. They're gonna be filled with all
they're
sorts
gonna
of
start
ideas.
assuming things.
That's right. Yeah. And you eye them up and down. So you're looking for the best places to cut.
Yep. And but he probably spends a good while that night sharpening his sword. And
he'll guilt me into sharpening my axe.
Yeah. And then
But I refuse to sharpen my dagger.
he passes you the whetstone when he's done with it. And then after that he sort of winds down for the night.
Would anyone like me to read to them? I have several books to choose from.
I don't need you to, but I won't say no if you choose to do it of your own volition.
So we're reading on the road as we head, or
No, this is still the night before.
Oh Jesus! I thought I'm already ready to leave.
It's gonna be a long night for Willow.
You only had a 5-minute nap. I mean, yeah.
God, she's like, no, like I'm just going to bed. I will see you all in the morning. I don't need a bedtime story. And if that hurt Ponder's feelings, well,
No, not at all. Some people need a little winding down before they go to bed. Some people don't. Yeah, so then try to turn in a bit early, since we're going to have to get up early.
All right. Sounds good. So, all of you sort of winds down for the evening, and then morning comes soon enough. Not the most comfortable sleep you've all had, but not the most uncomfortable sleep you've all had. It did the job.
I've slept in the forest, so
Yeah.
Yes. You've slept under the stars on the bare ground.
Yep.
This is a step above, but not by a ton.
Right.
exactly.
The ground is nice and packed and clear because of all the people who've slept on it before. But,
Yes, there's not a shit ton of rocks there that you had to clear out yourself.
we did have to probably clean out the barbecue pit, though, because nobody ever cleans up after themselves.
No,
Yeah.
no one ever does it. No one ever clears out the barbecue pit or the fire pit before they leave. They're such animals.
Mm-hmm.
Barbarians.
And
Yep.
this
Yep, barbarians even.
Excuse me. So,
and this propane tank is so low on fuel too. That's how I can consider it.
Anyway, you all sort of deconstruct the tent, return it, and start making your way back down the cliffside. And once you sort of reach the base, not really a road for you to follow anymore. You gotta start walking in the woods.
All right, come on, Carl.
Walking in the woods.
We'll let Carl do the bushwhacking. Just follow behind.
I was
All
looking
right.
for the map. I think is it like at the very front of the book?
It's close to the front, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna.
it's relatively close to the front.
Okay, let me see.
And then I also posted it in, the Discord or whatever.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Recently?
Not recently, but
We should.
it
pin
is in
that.
there.
Put a pin in it.
Anyway,
There it is.
We all quiet as we hear the sounds of mouse wheels scrolling.
All right, but it's so
Yeah, this mouse is just
compressed
trying to
that you
find
can't
it.
read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we love that.
I'll find it. So
Okay.
Anyway, what you looking for?
I can try and find a better one.
Is it just a general map of the whole world? Like
Yeah,
Avatar?
yes, just of Ambria and Devakar.
I'll find it. Well, I'll get it posted. So. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, if it's too good of a map, we
Anyway.
can't post
There
it
it
in
is.
Discord
Got
because
it.
we don't have nitro. So
Got it.
It'll be too
Exactly.
big.
Nope.
Shh. They don't
Un
know.
momento, por favor. So,
Yup. And this is when I. Oh, yep, there we go. Thank you.
Mhm.
Such a gentleman.
Oh, we might pass by the Sun Temple.
Yep. So we're
And we
here.
could swing south a little bit and check out the Earth Towers of the Black Leech Rift.
Mm,
Ooh.
Got such a cool name.
I think we're going really this way. So
Yep,
Yeah,
more or
I get-
less.
I guess at this point we're really just kind of cutting across country. Then
Perfect.
Indeed.
Find some deer paths
Yep.
or
Find
elk
some,
or whatever the heck we have in this
yep, or
forest.
whatever else is walking around in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Carl.
Yep, yeah. Besides you and Carl, can't forget Carl.
that's when we use the bushcraft, right?
Exactly. And that's why you bring an ox, because they can push through stuff that horses can't.
Mm.
Like trees.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They're they're probably about as loud as it would be too. This is why we bring along you. This is why we brought you along, Ponder. You're so smart.
The
Well,
smart one of the group.
No, I don't know about that.
And since you're so smart, you can walk right up front.
Well, definitely, yes. I'll be walking along with Carl.
There we go.
Except when I have to hang back for him to push through things. Someone's got to guide him.
Where would Secondaro be? Would he be kind of walking towards the front, or is he kind of the rear guard?
I'd say he'd sort of be walking towards the rear.
Okay.
So he's not our ranger who's trying to blaze our path. We're on our own for that.
He's got
No.
one arm. What do you want from the guy?
Knowledge and grizzled shit.
Yep, he could. You have a feeling he could probably do that if he so chose, but this is your guys' shindig, and he's
All right, then. I will
So-
be our bushwhacker.
And he's
all
still
right.
he's still tagging along, even though we haven't offered him any pay or anything.
Shh.
Yep, he's just interested at this point.
It's a volunteer gig. So
Okay.
Why he's secondary.
All right, well, Ponder, if you're on bushwhacking duty, can you give me a can you give me a strong check to see
Yeah.
how well you can bushwhack?
All right. Oh, I whack bush well. Shit. Not that well.
No, fail at bushwhacking.
I've had my nose in the books for too long.
Yep. Unfortunately, even though you're trying to be Carl's like wingman in this particular endeavor, you're really not pulling your weight, which you should be able to, but you're just not at the top of your game right now. And Carl is just you're making Carl do all the work right now.
Right? Just tell Carl go northeast. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which Carl doesn't seem the most thrilled about, but Carl's doing Carl's best.
Definitely more of a bushwhacker.
I mean, Willow can give it a shot. To now, would she have because she does have the bushcraft trait? Is that something that would help her? Kind of looking for spots. Okay, like this is an open spot. Past this tree, we can move a little faster.
If I remember correctly, doesn't bushcraft sort of like help you like locate like food and water and stuff?
Yes.
I don't know if that would necessarily apply to this particular situation. I appreciate the hassle though.
No, that's
fine.
That's fine.
Or the haggling. I appreciate
Is there an orienteering skill in the game? Because otherwise that would fall under bushcraft.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I'll allow it. Q convinced me for you. So.
Okay. So I'm still making a strong roll then, or is it a quick?
I'd say this would fall more under vigilant.
Okay.
Oh boy.
In this particular instance,
Okay.
because you're more like you're more trying to locate an already given path as opposed to make a new one.
Okay, that works. Okay. And I succeeded. I got a 7.
Woohoo!
All right,
Nice.
very nice. You don't like as you start walking, it's very clear that this is not the most trodden path out there. But you're able to sort of like help navigate to already sort of semi weathered terrain, where either other animals or adventurers have sort of traveled through before, so it's less of a hindrance on all of you and Carl.
Okay. That's all she's really looking to do is just try to help find a better path through. So okay.
Yeah, we are trying to take a cart through the dark forest. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
not the easiest endeavor.
Starting to think it was not a good idea to have the cart. It's gonna really just slow us down and make a lot of noise.
All right. Well,
It'll be easier for the elves to find us.
Yeah, from all the ruckus that you're making.
Exactly.
No, damn it, Carl, don't eat that.
They're gonna be like, oh, we got like 20 minutes till those assholes come by. So let's grab a cup of coffee, and then when they rumble by, then we'll jump them. So.
Yeah, just like, yep, there's the rumbling sound. All right, boys, train your arrows. Train them.
All right.
All right.
So, until then, ever forward.
All right. Ever forward. So you keep on walking, and it's not the quickest pace ever, but you feel like with the conditions you're dealing with, you're making decent time.
Okay.
And it's hard to tell exactly how far you've traveled over the course of the day, but it feels like you made decent progress for what you could have accomplished here before it comes time that you need to start thinking about setting up camp as the light slowly starts to fade from the canopy of the trees and darkness slowly begins to overtake the forest.
And that's when I now want to use bushcraft to find enough food and water.
Right.
For us as we're getting ready to camp.
Okay.
So now I'm going to really use it the way it's intended. So that's vigilant again? Yeah, successful. Yeah,
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, it says a successful vigilant check. So.
All right, that's what I thought, but thank you for the clarification.
No.
No?
No.
We're eating our jerky tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, you're eating jerky and bread.
Yeah.
That's what you're having tonight.
All right. Sorry, guys. Didn't find anything in this forest. I could not find food or water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, water's not always easy, especially if it hasn't rained for a while.
And based on the map, technically, it doesn't look like there's really much water.
There's probably little tiny streams and stuff that flow through there, but
the animals are leaving puddles. So.
Oh, well, just scoop up some of that.
After you. Okay.
Still warm.
Don't need the yellow snow. So anyway, we digress. So.
All right. Well,
find some horse apples.
We're just pissing about.
Yep. And so you all sort of set up camp. Do you make a fire, or do you not risk that?
Well, what's temperature like?
It's like late summer, so it's it's still a fairly warm night. So it would more be so for in this case the fire would be more of a potential deterrent for like wild animals or something like that, and less of a source of heat.
So maybe like a cook fire, and then we put it out before it gets too dark. What are we doing?
I'm looking at Witch Circle.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to look up.
Oh, that's the one that keeps us safe.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking up. So let me. Sorry, I forgot I was sharing my screen. So.
It's okay. But so you want to use it Witch Circle?
Yeah, because it's it like helps keep us safe.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, yes, that's
If I recall,
you can make another alchemy test.
Yeah, so it's vigilant versus discreet.
Hey.
Huh? Well, that's I say that's to that's in order to find the witch circle, not to make the witch circle.
Okay.
In order to make the witch circle, that is a resolute check.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I had something wrong there. Okay, resolute. Boom! I got a 9, and that
All
is
right.
a success. Okay.
All right, baller. So you sort of like go about the steps of performing the ritual, and you successfully create a witch circle for your party.
Yep. So that creatures do not see the circle. We'll just simply walk around it. It's like they.
Yes,
Just
it's
instinctually.
like an unconscious deterrent for them.
Yeah.
Somebody else's
even though they
problem
don't, where even though they don't know why, they just go around it.
Okay.
All right, so you have made your camp more secure for the night, and then we can go about setting up watch if you so choose to do that, or if you feel comfortable with the safety that the witch circle provides you, then you can just not do that.
No.
Don't feel safe or no?
No, she doesn't. It's not a barrier or something like that. So I still think we need a watch. But she probably would take the first watch then.
Okay.
All right, so we do
I'll
an
take the last watch.
Okay, so we do an individual watches.
Wait,
we
no,
do
that's not good.
Pair watches, or
I think individual.
Okay.
I'll take the second watch since I tend to be hard to wake up in the morning.
I'll take last watch.
all right.
And then secondaro is third watch.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. He should be second watch.
He should be second. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that.
Darn it.
Once I go to sleep, you won't get me up again.
Secondaro goes third. Wait, what?
What?
Who's on first?
All right, so, all right, so Willow, you're
We're not
taking
making this
first
easy
watch.
for you, I know.
So Willow, you're taking first watch.
Symbaroum, everyone.
Do me a favor. Is the sort of like cook fire still lit at this point, or has it been put out?
I'd say
I would suggest we put it out.
I'd say we put it out, yeah.
Okay,
Just
then,
used it as much as we needed and then put it out.
all right. Then I'd say make me a sort of like flat vigilant check.
Okay. Oof, an 18. I did not succeed.
Alas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Well, we already had 2 successes, so that's it.
Yep.
Yep. Had to burn them out right quick.
Mhm.
But so you're sort of keeping an eye out, and the sort of scant moon and starlight is able to, give you enough where you're able to sort of see the general shapes of things, but you're having every once in a while you'll have a moment where it looks like you saw something out of the corner of your eye, but you're not sure if something was actually there or if it was just your mind playing tricks on you due to the various shadows and foliage going on.
Okay.
And so it ends up being a rather paranoid watch for you, as you're sort of just like eyeballing anything and everything.
And as soon as it's her turn is up, right? Was it Ponder was going second?
Yeah.
It's like, here, wake up. I swear I saw something moving out there.
Was it a squirrel? Was it a blood squirrel?
It might have been a blood squirrel. Yeah.
I don't like those.
I don't like them either, but it's your turn. And she's going to just go back over to her bedroll and probably will not sleep. She's positive.
I could read to you if you think that would help.
No, thank you. And she's just going to like curl up in a fetal position. just basically just keep listening.
Just
until-
think about what nightmares could be out in the woods.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. This is freaking her out because she's usually pretty good at these kind of things, but I don't know. The scampering of the squirrels is bothering her.
Well, I'll just light up a pipe and kind of pace around the camp and keep an eye out for whatever it was that Willow saw. Try to stomp loudly so that things will get startled off.
All right. As you start stomping, you hear just like various sounds from the forest, just through the leaves and various bushes and things, just starts skittering about.
Ho ho! Make a note in my journal. That actually worked. Here it comes. Right, we won't hear anything sneaking up on us because I'm like, don't.
All right. Well, you can make me a vigilant check also to sort of
Oh boy!
keep
All
an
right, let's
eye
do that.
out.
There's a 25% chance I may do this. No! Failure.
If I'm still awake, can I make another vigilant roll?
If you're not sleeping,
Are you hypervigilant?
then sure, I will allow it.
Yeah, but when she hears the stomping, she probably was like, "Well, what was that stomping?"
Yeah.
I got a 2.
A 2.
Yes.
Okay. So you. Okay, I believed you.
I'll take
I
2.
believed you. All right. So
Ponder.
Yes. Why aren't you sleeping?
There's something out there.
I startled off most of the things around us.
So when Ponder did his stompa, you heard all these various things sort of just like scatter about throughout the forest.
Perhaps
And
skittering?
yes, perhaps skittering.
Okay.
Maybe. One could
think all
describe it as that.
I think all the blood squirrels are gone, and probably
And-
most of the flim snakes too.
in that sort of like cacophony of rustling foliage, Willow, you sort of pick up on like within those sounds you hear sort of like a more distinct sound where you noticed it happened after all of these sort of like various skittering sounds and rustling sounds. It was maybe only a moment after, but you swear you could hear the sounds of someone running away.
Okay. I don't know if it was a scout. Somebody was watching us.
Perhaps you should stay awake and help me keep watch.
Should I wake up Criven and Secondero?
Sounds like no one's going to get any sleep tonight.
Because I don't know. So somebody was watching us. They ran away. Or I think they ran away.
Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, I don't think we scared them off. They might be going to get more of them.
Let's err on the side of caution. I'll go over and kick Secondero and Criven. Gently, you know.
Already? Is it?
Shh, keep it down.
Oh.
We were being watched.
Stay awake, but pretend to sleep. We're worried that there might be an imminent attack.
An imminent attack by what?
Something on 2 legs.
Oh, that narrows it down. Lots of things with 2 legs in these woods.
She's gonna see if she can get Secondero to come out with her and maybe just kind of look at just the basic outskirts of where they are. Not going too far, but to see if we can find anything.
All right. So he sort of picks himself up and walks with you to sort of like the outskirts to sort of look around. And he's sort of surveying the scene, and he sort of like takes a few more steps out. Where did you hear the sound?
And she'll point to the direction that she heard it.
And he'll make his way there a bit more, and then sort of start looking around at the ground.
He's the monster hunter, so
Yeah. A bit hard to see at the moment, so he sort of like puts his hand to the ground and starts sort of like gently combing it over and sort of like feeling for potential outlines of footprints. And he is sort of like stops surveying for a moment and says, male, a little on the heavier side by the feel of the indent of his foot. Hard to say what it is, though. Or who it could be for.
but you only found one set of tracks.
I only feel one.
Can she look around now that she's kind of sees where he's looking at?
Sure, make a vigilant check.
Okay. How bad can it go? So,
Oh boy.
sorry. Okay.
You're the healer.
Don't step in the trap.
I got a 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, her vigilance 11, and she got a 6.
All right. And you sort of walk over to where he was, and you sort of feel where the footprints are, and so you can sort of like make out what direction they were heading in.
Okay.
And you sort of look up and sort of like start surveying the tree line, and you swear, like as you like look at towards the tree line, you see 3 figures just go disappear behind trees.
She will tap second arrow and just kind of point in that direction. Into the tree line. So
No, this is not advantageous.
yeah, there was 3 of them there, and they ducked away. Let's backtrack to the others.
Agreed, but we need to be smart about it, or else they could find us. Your witch circle isn't protecting us right now.
Well, let's get back to the witch circle.
All right, Willow, I need you to make a discreet roll.
Okay. Doodle-doo-doo. All right. A 2.
Okay. All right, so both of you, silent as a mouse,
You know,
silent and as stealthy as a mouse,
Yeah.
slowly work your way back to the campsite and the protection of the witch circle from potential prying eyes.
fly casual.
And she will, just in a quiet voice, just kind of tell them what she saw. The tracks, and the 3 figures that were in the tree line, and they. So.
Yeah.
Could you make out what they were?
I think you just said figures. I couldn't really. I mean, I think they were humanoid figures, right?
Yes, they appeared humanoid.
Yeah. So that's.
Bandits, perhaps?
Could be, but they look like they were moving through the trees pretty easily.
Three's enough to be a scouting party. Oh, sorry, three's enough to be a scouting party.
My real voice was sneaking up on me there for a second.
Lost control there.
Well,
Do we want to break camp and move?
I suggest we just keep a good eye and ear out tonight and hunker down.
Yeah.
Maybe sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, I think just staying here for right now. And maybe two of us on watch at a time. She's like, I can't sleep, so I'll stay up with whoever.
If we moved, it might be easier. It would most likely be easier for them to pick us off.
Okay, stand our ground. I'll continue the watch with Willow, and we'll wake you when we can't stay awake any longer.
And she's like just looking all around.
All right. Well, Criven, you and I should try to get at least a peep while we can, while they're watching.
The better to have the strength in the morning to do whatever needs to be done. All right, good night.
And then a moment after Criven starts snoring, Secundero starts snoring. But they're like slightly off sync with each other, so it's maddening.
You need one more, so it's like the Three Stooges. So.
Right? They're going to give us away just with their snoring.
I know. Nah, they already know we're here. They're watching us.
Good point.
So, but maybe if we make enough noise. Well, never mind. She's like, I'm not a warrior. I shouldn't be putting others in harm's way.
Right, we're just here to watch.
Tom had a plan, but Willow decided that was a bad idea. So,
And that's role playing, kids.
There you go.
Yeah. What would my character do that I would not do, or vice versa?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
right.
Ponder will, do his best to keep an eye out there, but he gets easily distracted.
Yeah. All right. Well, your guys' watch is rather paranoia-inducing, but nothing comes and raids the camp on your watch.
Good.
She'll try to sleep, but she's probably still.
Okay. So then we go to Criven and Sekundero's watch. And Criven, if you would like to make a vigilance check for me to keep an eye/ear out.
I wouldn't like to, but I will.
Okay, I appreciate it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you change into something with better ears?
I mean,
He already has. I mean, he already naturally has elf ears, so if those ain't gonna help him, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, this is true. And it certainly ain't going to come in handy right now. That's a 12. My vigilance is 7. So that's a fail.
All right. You're not really picking up on anything. You have a feeling that if there is something out there, it is very aware of your presence, even if they don't know your exact location. You have a feeling if they are out there, they're being smart.
I guess it's just a game of waiting the other one out.
Indeed, I'm not really picking up on anything at the moment.
What are the odds you think that they're just as curious about us as we are about them?
We can certainly keep that optimistic perspective, but prepare for the worst, I think.
So, long as we're both up and awake, what What prompted you to come out this way along with us?
Curiosity, I suppose. Never hunted a legend, I guess. Well, not the kind that I couldn't slay with a sword.
Word around is that you're a bit of a legend yourself.
I suppose that's true at this point.
Ever navigated this deep into the woods before?
I've navigated deeper. A lot of it's luck and chance. It's only in the heat of the moment when it really comes down to skill.
Do you like gladiator movies? So. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about Airplane. So, ever been in a Turkish prison? So,
So, what do you hope to get out of all this?
Oh, bit of coin. Bit of self-worth, I guess. Simple as that. I'm not a very complicated fellow.
I can respect that. Uncomplicated's an easier way to live.
Ain't that the truth?
And with that watch sort of concluding, I think we'll stop there.
alrighty.
All right.
Things are
Cool.
heating up.
So something's out there. It's watching us. And hopefully we're not going to die. So,
One can hope.
yeah.
The series has just been changed to 4 episode lengths. More like 3.5.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you all die. So,
And you're gone now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
would you like
What's
to roll
that?
first? All right. Thank you, my friend. That was a lot of fun. The tension is building. I like it.
Yeah,
So,
thank you all as well.
All right.
You make it an entertaining time.
Oh,
I was
good.
gonna say, I think we make it really super challenging. You're trying to push ahead, and
Well, that doesn't mean it's not entertaining all the same.
all right. Anybody have anything they want to advertise, plug, anything going on?
Yeah.
Not currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out Hudspeth Games at Drive-Thru RPG.
Okay.
Follow at JGuildBankArt on all the socials.
Okay. This is our only game of the week, but next week we will be back next Wednesday with another episode of Light and Shadows, and then on Thursday, Werewolf is coming back. So
I need to actually write what the fuck Otto has been up to.
Yes, yeah.
Because I keep forgetting to do that. I'm so sorry.
Set a reminder.
Oh, well, hey Don, you're
Yeah.
going to be able to watch it on YouTube. So
Follow and
right.
subscribe.
Yeah, you
Follow
can
and
set it
subscribe.
to a 2x speed, so you can just zoom right through the silliness.
There you go. You can join us. But thank you for everybody watching. We appreciate it, and we will see you all next week. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We
Night.
really appreciate it.